All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Ebony again, aka Fit Mom Diva of Simplicity Health Style. And today we have a special guest that's going to talk a little bit about her life experiences. Her name is Ruby. And if you stick around to the end, we will have a complimentary gift for you. So stick around. She's taking time out of her busy schedule to share some gems with you that you probably haven't heard before. And I really want to appreciate her time for doing so. So Ruby, start us off by sharing one motivational quote so that we could get to know you a little bit better. Something that inspires you, encourages you, and gets you going.
Okay. One of the things that I tend to often live by is let go and let God. A lot of the times we tend, especially as women, we try to control everything around us, whether it may be our jobs, our children, our spouse, our household, our work environment, whatever it may be, we try to control it. And a lot of the times we don't have the perfect way to go around it, or the perfect words, or, whatever it may be, actions. So I think if we let go and let God and we trust his will in our lives, it's helped me a lot. So I live by that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I think that sometimes doing things our own way can be frustrating, and we're wondering where this extra stress is coming from, when in all actuality, we don't need the extra stress if we would to just let go, right?
Correct.
I know that's easier said than done in some cases. We all know that. We're all human beings. So can you talk a little bit about a time where perhaps you didn't let go, at least not initially, and you had a specific goal or a dream in mind and didn't foresee even some obstacles that may have come up, but at the end of the day, you were able to still bring that goal or that dream to fruition?
Definitely. So when I was young, after graduating high school, I did start college, but I never finished because I became pregnant with my son, my one and only son. And it was a little bit hard for me at then. So I said, oh, no worries, I'll go back to school. Well, I never went back to school. I thought I would never go back to school, and I said, this is going to be impossible. But 10 years later, here you have me graduating just a few months ago. But, the struggles that came with it was me not realizing, the challenges that will come through, being a parent at a young age and having to go back to school. I do tend to be controlling, like I mentioned earlier, but I have learned to kind of let go a little bit. I think also a lot of the times, wearing many different hats, like I said, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I worked full time. I was trying to run a new business and trying to run my home. It was just overwhelming, to say the least. But I didn't see the end of the tunnel. But now I'm here. I don't have a full-time job anymore. I'm running my business, and I'm happier than I could ever be.
And tell us a little bit about the support that you had to start off with pursuing your dream, and what can people do if they don't necessarily have a lot of support?
Well, the support that I have is definitely my family, my husband, and church. I think going to church helped me out a lot. Just learning that, God is always going to be there. And even though at times we feel like we have to let go of everything, we just do. And like you said, it's easier said than done. But if we leave it in God's hands, he has a plan for us. We don't see it, but he does. So if we just let ourselves go, trust him, we'll get to where we need to be. And that's what I did.
Okay, and I totally agree with that. And I think that sometimes just thinking outside the box and finding people that can support you is imperative, because it's not always that family members and friends are going to be able to know how to provide that support in the way that you need it.
Right.
Talk about some things that you're planning on doing with your business and some collaborations that you would like to see happen.
Sure, definitely. Well, I did also suffer a little bit from self-esteem and just kind of feeling alone a lot of the times, just because I couldn't control what I wanted to control. So one of the options that came about was my sister mentioned to me, like, hey, why don't we start a new business, start blogging and just putting ourselves out there. And then that way you can start going to your 9 to 6 job and, not worry about that and just be your own boss, because that was becoming a bit overwhelming for myself as well. Having to go to work full time, going home, being a full-time mom, full-time wife, and then having to go to school full time. It was very, very difficult for me. And I think I went through a depression stage, and she said, look, just keep on going. I decided to quit my job, started this business with her a few months ago. We just launched maybe about a month ago. We are full on. And I would definitely like, if there's anybody out there that would like to collaborate with any businesses, any bloggers around the San Antonio area, Los Angeles area, that's where, we are in at the moment. We have a huge presence in both of those cities. So I would like to collaborate with anybody that's around the same area.
Yeah, and I'm sure that you'll be able to find people in your area, and then you may be able to do some things online that you're not even thinking about. So anybody that has an interest, after you follow her Instagram, you have an interest in collaborating with her, do so. We are very welcome to new ideas and people that we never would have met if it wasn't for online. Can you talk a little bit about how your health and vitality also plays a role in you being able to carry out your purpose and your new goals and direction?
Yeah, well, during that time when I was struggling, of course, but prior to that, I was in a good, healthy state. But, I did gain weight. I let go of myself, trying to handle so many things at the same time. I let go of who I was and myself. But definitely now that I'm taking time for myself and allowing God to kind of just guide me through my journey in my life, and finding my life purpose, I have been taking care of myself. I started going back to the gym, eating healthier. Now that I have more time in my hands, it's a lot easier, to do that now. But definitely, I think if we follow a healthy lifestyle, it's going to make us happy overall. So it starts from the inside.
Yeah, and it really does, because once we discover what our passion is and we see that it's going well, or even sometimes when it's not necessarily going well right away, we put so much time and effort into it to the point of burnout sometimes. So taking care of ourselves, making sure that we're eating correctly, we're exercising, and it doesn't have to necessarily be an everyday thing, but I think that the more you can introduce into your life, the more efficiently you're going to see that you're able to run your business or just carry out your dream in general. You could be a school teacher and you still need vitality and energy to teach those children every day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We need to be healthy in the inside as well as the outside, to carry that happiness and to encourage other people and let them know you can do it too. So that's definitely something that I did struggle in the past, but it has helped me out a lot. Just, going on and moving on with my journey, my new journey with, letting go of my regular corporate job was very difficult for me, but I trusted God's will, and I haven't been happier since then. And I encourage everybody to just follow what your heart tells you, because, my heart was telling me you need to do this, but my controlling self was like, no, I want to do it this way. So, and God said, no matter what you want, this is not where I want you. This is, where you're going to go. And I went with that, and I'm very happy.
Yeah, and those are the key words. Now you're very happy. Awesome. Well, for anyone that's listening, you earn a complimentary gift if you do choose to be in my Nutrition for Busy Women Facebook group. That's a community of positive, purpose-driven women that will definitely support you in your dream. We're not just talking about nutrition from a body perspective, a physical perspective, but we're also talking about how to feed our minds and our souls, because that's significantly important when we're talking about carrying out our purpose. And for those of you that don't understand what that purpose is right now, that's okay. You'll also earn a complimentary assessment so that you could determine what your core life values, purpose, and gifts are as well. Ruby, do you have any last words of encouragement? And for all of you listening, all of her contact information, as well as the link for the Nutrition for Busy Women group and all of my contact information, is going to be in the description box. So feel free to reach out to me, even if you have a just a little story or a little experience that you want to share out, because sometimes we think that what we want to share is not so significant or important, but for the right person it is. So if you'd also like to share your story or an experience, please feel free to contact me, and I would love to have you on the next interview series. Any last words of encouragement, Ruby, that you want to put out there to all these women around the world?
Yes, I just want to let you know that no matter how big your struggle is, there is definitely light at the end of the tunnel. And if you trust your intuition, you trust God, and you take care of yourself, everything will follow along, because it all starts with us, with ourselves. So I encourage everybody to, just look into who you are, be happy with yourself, and even though things may seem impossible, there is a possibility with God. So that's my encouraging words to them.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And you guys, she is a busy lady. So her taking time out of her day to share these jewels with you, it might not even impact you right now in this moment, but it could impact someone else. So I encourage you to share this out with family and friends that you feel as though could benefit from this. You don't know how much that's going to inspire and encourage them, and sometimes move them into action with their own goals as well. So thank you, Ruby. I appreciate you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Ebonie.
You're welcome. And for all of you listening, no matter where you are in the world, just remember to live a life full of meaning and purpose. And I look forward to connecting with you in our next interview. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.